Well, moments ago, we heard Brian Windhorst say, how is it possible that Myles Turner is now a Milwaukee Buck? And here's how we have our answer. According to Shams Charania, this is just in, the Milwaukee Bucks are waiving Damian Lillard and stretching the remaining $113 million on his contract in order to acquire one Myles Turner. Lillard's 2 seasons in Milwaukee now come to an end as he rehabilitates his torn Achilles tendon. And so, essentially, the Milwaukee Bucks are saying goodbye to Damian Lillard to make room for a center in Myles Turner, someone who was the longest tenured Pacer up to moments ago. What more can you tell us here, Tim?
Well, this is the biggest contract in terms of waiving a player like this in the history of the league. There was talk that potentially this would happen with Bradley Beal sometime in the coming days or weeks. We'll see if that happens. Obviously, his situation in Phoenix has been in flux for a while, but Damian Lillard makes even more money than him. And so to move on from over $110 million over the next couple of years, that means the Bucks are going to have $20 million on their books for the next 5 years. That is a lot of dead money. But that shows these level of pressure that this Milwaukee Bucks team is under to go out and get a guy, Myles Turner, who can help them right now. Now, the Bucks still have a lot of things to sort out. They still need point guard help. Kevin Porter Jr. is not really an ideal long-term option as a starting point guard. You'd like to get another fix there. But this does give the Bucks some additional flexibility to go out and make more moves to add to this roster because they did lop off a whole bunch of money from their books. So they should be able to go out and sign another player. To Brian's point, DeAndre Ayton was a potential option here. Maybe now they can go use that money to go sign a guard or two to help out their rotation. But, I mean, this is, again, to go back to what we said last segment, this was completely off the board in terms of what the expectations of people was around the league for how things were going. There is no salary cap space available. Myles Turner was clearly the best free agent on the board this summer. The expectation especially once the Brooklyn Nets and Detroit Pistons started to use their cap space, was that he was going to go back to Indiana and was going to be haggling over what that number was going to be, particularly after that Naz Reid deal probably raised his market. Instead, he now leaves Indiana. He goes to Milwaukee. The Bucks have a completely different outlook now. The Pacers are scrambling. And again, the whole Eastern Conference has been completely upended by these 2 Achilles tears. And really, when you count Dame's, a third one, because now, this has led to a pretty seismic move by the Bucks.
But waiving Damian Lillard is so surprising.
Well, I guess Tim was right last segment about the team that's most desperate to make a move, because this is Milwaukee Bucks saying this is not just a move about Dame and the Bucks. This is a move about keeping Giannis and the money that you're paying to keep Giannis Antetokounmpo there. That is beyond Dame. That's moving like they are trying to win this guy back. This is a move that says we want to do what we can in the Eastern Conference right now, starting in October, given the injuries and given what we have with Giannis. This is some magical work that they've done to get something that we did not see coming to build around this team. It's a stunner of a move, but it's something that they feel like they need to do, because if you have Giannis and you can build a couple of those guards around you and you have Myles Turner there, you're saying we can make a run in the Eastern Conference with what we have.
Last block, you said there wasn't much the Milwaukee Bucks could do to really move the ball.
I didn't think this was possible.
Okay, that was moments ago, people.
Right.
Things are changing quickly. Wendy, you also said last block that you're like, I've never wanted to know more how we got to this place in terms of Myles Turner leaving the Pacers and now becoming a part of the Milwaukee Bucks. Now we know how we got here. What's your reaction?
All right, I'm going to take a deep breath here. This is mortgaging your mortgage to buy a sports car. I guess if you get the girl, which is Giannis in this case, maybe it's worth it. I just want to put into context here. The largest buyout in the history of the NBA is $31 million. And if I gave you 600 guesses, you wouldn't get it. And the only reason I know is because, as Bontemps said, we were researching this with Bobby Marks the other day. It's Bison Dele in 2000.
Yeah,
and something that hasn't happened for 25 years is a reason for that. And so that was $31 million. This is $113 million that the Bucks are now going to put on their cap over the next 5 years. For the next 5 years, Damian Lillard will appear on the Milwaukee Bucks cap sheet for $23 million, give or take, based on my, back of the envelope math here, okay? And I've got executives texting me saying that Myles Turner isn't even dramatically better than Brook Lopez. Now, we could debate about that. Myles Turner is an excellent center who's a basket defender. He is not an all-star. So they are going to be paying Myles Turner $26 million, and they are going to be paying Dame Lillard $23 million for the foreseeable future. So this is going to basically become a $50 million salary slot so that they can hope that Giannis doesn't demand a trade. And maybe it will work this year, but this is a wild quadrupling down on a move that will be jaw-dropping for the next. I mean, my phone is, people can't believe it. This is going to be one of the big topics of the summer. But I have enormous respect for Myles Turner. I really like him as a player. He's not a needle mover. He's a needle mover in that they didn't have anything to do to improve this roster, and they just improved it. So that, like, in terms of, you connected on a Hail Mary, but you connected on a Hail Mary to, you didn't even tie the score. So I think what's also interesting here is the Pacers. The Pacers have just been kneecapped here because they have not been willing to pay the luxury tax for 20 years. And they were determined for the first time to pay the luxury tax a little bit, to go into the luxury tax a little bit, to keep Myles Turner, who's been their franchise center for the last decade. And now, frankly, this price for Myles Turner isn't outrageous. You know, the Pacers backing away from this is a devastating. Like, if I'm an Indiana Pacer right now, I'm absolutely disgusted. I am sick to my stomach. If I'm Tyrese Halliburton, I am breaking things right now. If I'm Rick Carlisle, I'm furious. It's just what's happened because they were unwilling to spend a little bit of luxury tax money to hold this team in place for a year when Halliburton came back, to go to a team that they hate the Bucks. Mm-hmm. So it's going to take a while to digest this. And if Giannis tweets later today a big smiling emoji and indicates that he is happy as a clam, the Bucks can declare a win, but I'm not sure the balance of power was changed in the Eastern Conference, even though this has been a stunning turn of events.
Well, you mentioned what Giannis Antetokounmpo maybe is saying on social media. Let's check in, because moments ago, Giannis Antetokounmpo actually posted what we're going to show you here on the wall. And I don't know if it's him jumping up and down and smiling. It's more Giannis Antetokounmpo showing that what exactly is going on. He's not sure. This is him. I don't know what's going on right now, man. That's what Giannis Antetokounmpo posted, and it says mood 100. Would we count that as big smile or maybe confusion? Does that count as him staying with the Milwaukee Bucks? Well, I don't know. How do we interpret this?
I mean, I'm a little loath to be doing too much interpreting of social media. However, a couple of hours ago, Giannis Antetokounmpo tweeted something else, which is my, I would say, T-Rex, I guess is the best way to put it. And Brook Lopez, before every game, would put the Toy Story T-Rex, Brook Lopez, a very noted, famed Disney fan, company man, he would put the Toy Story T-Rex on the scores table for every game. So that was sort of an indication of, I love Brook Lopez, we won a title together, we've been friends for a long time, etc. Now he posts this picture of him holding a T-Rex with the championship celebration from back in 2021. And he's now, I guess, talking about Myles Turner going to the Pacers, or going to the Bucks. I mean, this entire thing is just very wild. And to Brian's point, Myles Turner is now a $50 million player. They had $50 million in dead salary on their books by having Damian Lillard with a torn Achilles on it this year. They have now replaced it by having $50 million of Myles Turner on their books for the next 4 years. That is a dramatic move to make. And again, one that you make because you feel pressure to have the Bucks be good enough to be a factor with Giannis Antetokounmpo going forward. I'm with Brian. This is a nice move. I think it hurts the Pacers much more than it dramatically improves the standing of the Bucks. It is a real statement of intent from the Bucks. And if Giannis said, hey, go get me Myles Turner and I'll stick around, then great move for them. But this is still a very flawed roster without a lot of perimeter defense, without a lot of scoring options outside of Giannis. Myles Turner will help, but it's really a jaw-dropping thing for this to happen in this manner, and it sets up for a pretty wild summer going forward, and frankly, a very uncertain Eastern Conference.
What a better way to celebrate Bonnie Bonilla Day than having $20 million in dead cap space for Dame Lillard.
You got that right.
Unbelievable. All right, we got to go. Coming up on First Take, KD should be very happy as the Rockets continue to load up for next season. Meanwhile, how should LeBron, as the Lakers, be feeling?